Hey guys, the Alchemist here, and today we're doing What If Deku Was Cheated On, Part 2. So, last time we left off on Deku holding Katsumi and falling back asleep after fighting All For One with All Might. Sorry if I'm cringy, because I laughed at myself when I rewatched my video. And sorry if you hear a fan in the background. But anyways, yeah. So we're gonna skip a couple hours. Let's see. Mitsuki, Bakugo's mom, comes in and she's like, "Okay, what's going on here?" And Deku just wakes up like, "Huh? Huh? What's going on?" And he realizes he's holding Katsumi, and Mitsuki's just staring at him with like, "What the heck did you do?" So Deku's like, "Nothing." She's like, "Wanna rephrase that?" He's like, "Nothing." And Katsumi wakes up, be like, "What's going on?" And she sees her mother standing there. She's like, "Ah!" And she quickly stands up, like, fixing her clothes, like, "Yes, mother?" She's like, "What's going on here?" She's like, "Nothing, can't I sleep with my boyfriend in my bed?" And she's like, "Boyfriend? I thought you didn't like him." She's like, "Yeah, well, I liked him, but I didn't really know how to tell him. He was dating this other girl, and all that. And then she cheated on him, so we two got together. Now we love each other." Ooh, oh my god. And she's like, "Oh, okay, as long as you don't do anything." And they're like, "What does that mean?" And Mitsuki looks at Midori. She's like, "I know what you boys like. Going out dates with our girlfriends?" "No." He's like, "Then what else would we like?" And she's like, "Don't play dumb with me." It's like, "Okay." Now there's something. Wait, never mind. So, yeah. So Midori gets cleared from the hospital. They go back to the dorms. Everyone's like, "You're okay." And Deku's like, "Yeah, I just have bandages." And I'm pretty sure they said they had the dorms already. Yeah. Ida comes out in a wheelchair with Uraraka pushing him. And he's like, "That's very irresponsible with you," trying to do his knife hand. And he's like, and Deku just said, "Oh, it's very rude of you to sleep with another man's girlfriend." And Ida just like shuts up. And he's like, "Mm." And Uraraka's like, "Don't talk to him like that." "Oh, I'll talk to him however I want, ho." So that happens. And, what should I do next? We're just gonna we're just gonna put some time in between the airy thing, the airy rescue mission, you know. Oh, and then this one, Katsumi passed the the hero license exam with Todoroki, so they don't have to go do that stuff. Because they actually listened. So, yeah. So, when Deku doesn't have any bandages anymore, he takes Katsumi out on a date. They go out, do some nice stuff. And guess who's following them? Uraraka. She's like slowly creeping behind them with binoculars, like peeking around corners, like. Yeah, so. Yeah. And, let's see. They're holding hands the entire time. And people are recognizing Midoriya. And they're like, oh my god, it's the person that helped All Might defeat that villain. So they have to keep running away, and they're like, crap, I forgot about this. And they just keep running all day. Like, and then they go into UA and no one follows them in there. He's like, they're panting. Oh, and Katsumi's asked, so what's with All Might's skinny form? You promised me you would tell me. And Midoriya's like, oh yeah, I did. Well, the villain, he starts off with saying, the villain we fought, All For One, if you didn't notice during the USJ, he had a bloody spot on him, that Nomu had his claw inside of him. Yeah, on his left side. Yeah. All For One gave that to him, and All Might had a time limit of about 3 hours a day to do hero work. So, yeah. And so, after the sludge villain thing, I grabbed onto All Might's leg, basically telling her everything up until this point about All Might, the training on Dagobah Beach, about the quirk. Because he even tells her about the quirk and then that. Because that's a part of the story. So that happens. And she's like, you didn't tell me All Might's secret? And just smacks him up against the head. He's like, ow! Why do you keep hitting me? Because she's like, because I can. And he's like, is this going to turn out to be an abusive relationship? She's like, oh, no. I'll just smack you when I want to. That sounds like an abusive relationship. No, it ain't. And if you're in an abusive relationship, get out of the abusive relationship. Yeah, so, daily advice. So, yeah. And, so I only hit you when I'm Superman. He's like, fine. Yeah, so. Anyways. So that happens. Sorry for the long pauses. This might be a short video. So, yeah, anyways. So, the news comes out about All Might and all that. Endeavor becomes number 2. He has a little rage moment in his house. And yeah. And Katsumi just like kisses him on the lips passionately. And this is like at 7 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock. Maybe 9 o'clock. Yeah, 9 o'clock. So that happens. And they're just kissing passionately. And they move towards the bed. And Deku's on top of Katsumi. They're making out. And then, right as the moment's about to get steamy, they hear a knock on the door. And Deku just sighs and angry. He's like, ooh, that better be someone good, or I'm gonna beat their ass. And so he goes and opens the door. And guess who it is? It's Uraraka, and she's like, hey Midoriya. And I'm just gonna say, Midoriya had his top off, and Katsumi's shirt was unbuttoned, and Katsumi's just in the background, button on the back of her shirt. And Uraraka's like, did I interrupt something? And Uraraka's like, yes, I interrupted it. And Deku's like, yeah, you better have a good reason. And Uraraka's like, I just want to ask you something. Can we get back together? And Deku's like, no. She's like, why? I'm making Uraraka obnoxious. So, yeah. And Deku said, you cheated on me. And I don't know how many times. She's like, I only did it once. You sure? And he's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. And he's like, Ida, how many times did you sleep with Uraraka? And he's like, 15. And he's like, oh, 15? Get out of my face. And just slams the door in her face. And she's like, no! And just starts banging on the door. He's like, shut up before I flick you in the forehead and make you go flying! And she's like, no. Just immediately shuts up. So, yeah. And Deku gets... I don't remember if anything happened in between. No, I don't think anything happened. So we're gonna... yeah. And Deku just grabs Katsumi and flops on the bed with her on top of him. And he's like, I'm going to bed. Shit. And she's like, blushing madly, like, okay. So that happens. And we're gonna skip to when Deku's interviewing with Night Eye. Well, trying to get the stamp from Night Eye. Deku doesn't let Night Eye touch his shoulder, and look into his eye. in this one. So Nida's like, dang it, what is he gonna do? So Deku just starts jumping around. And then he's like, what? And Deku grabs the seal and immediately stamps it. And he's like, okay, there you go. Yeah, so. And I'm gonna say Katsumi decided to go on this one. Go to Sir Night Eye. So yeah. And her, Deku, and Mario were walking, patrolling, being heroic. And then a little white-haired girl bumps into Eri. Or crap. A little white-haired girl covered in bandages runs and bumps into Mr. Midoriya. And we should all know who this precious ball of cuteness is. Anyways, that happens. And yeah. And Deku's like, oh, are you okay, little one? Took a little tumble there. And she immediately conches to him. She's like, help me. Save me. I can't do Eri. And that. So. Yeah. And he's like, okay. Let's go. And he just stands up with her. Alright. We're gonna take her back with us. And then, guess who walks out of the shadows like, sir, do you mind giving my daughter back to me? With a plague doctor mask and white gloves. And I noticed this about Shigaraki and Chisaki. Their pants don't cover their ankles. That's weird. Their pants do not cover their ankles. Am I the only one that has noticed that? Or do they just not bring it up? Is that like the villain mantras in My Hero Academia? You just gotta show ankle to be recognized as a villain. Sorry about that. And Deku's like, who are you? And he noticed Eri clenched tighter onto him. And he's like, oh, I'm the girl's father. And he's like, then why is she running from you? And he's like, oh, they just run when they're afraid of punishment. And he leans, and he immediately feels something's wrong. Because he looks down and sees Aries all bandaged up. And he takes his phone out real fast and grabs a picture of him. Smoke screen! And as soon as he says that, Chisaki's like, what? Wait, what? Smoke screen? What does that mean? And Katsumi just makes a giant explosion. And then just all three of them run back to Night Ace Agency. That's kind of really the only real reason I had Bakugo or Katsumi there. Yeah, so they get back to Night Eye's agency, and I'm gonna say Night Eye was coming back at that time, and he's like, "What's with the little girl?" And they're like, "This dude had her," and Deku shows him a picture of that dude that was coming after Eri, and he's like, "That's Overhaul. That's the man I'm looking for." And they're like, "Oh, well, he's after her." So they go to UA. They get her quirk evaluated. And she's like, "I don't want to leave Papa." Because she just immediately calls Deku Papa for saving her. And he's like, "Too cute." And he's like, "Oh." And so they're like, "Are you going to watch after her, young Midoriya?" And he's like, "Sure. I don't mind." Yeah, so anyways, that happens. When Deku's going back to the dorms, everyone sees he has a tiny little ball of cuteness. And they're like, "Midoriya, who's the child?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "Really?" "Yeah, I saved her. Got a problem with that?" And they're like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope." So he's like, "Good." Yeah, so anyways, they go, when Deku's heading to his room, Katsumi follows him, and everybody's like, "Why is she following us?" Doing that cute little kid voice. And Deku's like, "Oh, well, she is my girlfriend." And Aries like, eyes widened. She's like, with little sparkles. And she's like, "Does that mean she's my mama?" And Deku's like, "I don't know. You'd have to ask her." And Katsumi's like, "Yeah, I'm your mama. Let's go." So she grabs her, and Aries like, "Yay, I have a mama and a pop. I have a papa and a mama." You know, cute. So when they go to bed, Deku's on the inside, Katsumi's on the outside. After they've had dinner and proper caring, and they have their arms touching, and guess who's in the middle? Sweet little precious Aoi. So yeah, and yeah, so I'm gonna end it off here. Yeah, I'm just so tired. Sorry if this one wasn't as good as the first one. Maybe late for some all of you. Good night. Alchemist here. Stay safe. Yeah. Sorry for all the background noise. Goodbye.